Hi Leo, welcome to your extended. There's still those people outside the window, so if you hear some just like random knocking, that's what it is. Okay, what is up with this person? This doesn't have to be a water sign, but it is someone that you put quite a lot of trust into. It is someone that said that they cared about your feelings. It is someone that you put a lot of time and money and work and patience into. Time being the most important word there. The only thing that I mentioned that can't be replaced. Look at here. This person has to go. And when I tell you that the same mistakes again, same old mistakes, Leo, you're going to get your ass kicked if you keep it up. Same old mistakes is not going to work. Especially if this person is married and has like a whole life out there in the world. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's not going to work. It's not going to work. Because this energy right here is looking to find somebody out. It's looking for somebody to do something bad so it can catch it and be like, ooh, you thought you could do that? Like, it's crazy how much Jupiter and Capricorn like relishes people stepping out of line so they can put, it just takes whatever energy it's in and expands it. So if Capricorn energy is the kind that likes to put you in your place and then of course, right? Of course, now following the rules, sticking to the rules, getting told on, getting snitched on, getting found out, all of that becomes more expansive, right? So if you have some skeletons, whether it's pain or there's another partner involved on your end, on their end, whatever it is, those skeletons are itching to come out. The best thing to do, the best way to avoid this would be to cut it off clean. The back and forth that you're doing about it for God knows how many months though, that's not helping anything. What it actually is doing is making you really, really exhausted and like has you feeling terrible. If you're not physically sleeping and getting enough rest because of another human being who's walking around well rested and fine, you got to really think about your priorities. Regardless of all of that, you have some amazing opportunities coming up. You really do. Things that you're like, oh, that's never even going to turn into a business. Sure, it can. And you can have a lot of fun doing it too. It doesn't have to just be work. It can be a lot of fun. You can make money doing something you actually think is really, really fun. For some Leos, here's that marital heartbreak again, either because the person you're involved with was married or you're married or something, but there is this dissolution of long-term love, long-term partnerships, long-term crushes, long-term obsessions, where you're finally, you're finally seeing the cracks and thinking, oh, geez, how long? And then you're thinking, never again, never again. I want to move as far away from that particular scenario and anything that looks or feels like that. I never want to do that again. But as we know, Leo, generally when you go running away from something, you run right into something else. If you have something with the Sagittarian and the communication has been pretty good on both sides, you may feel the need to have a pretty serious conversation. I would hold off. If you have an Aquarius in your life who has, over the past few months, but really you can see it markedly in the past few days, become more and more, let's say, angry, more and more severe, perhaps, it's something that they're going through as this new flush of power comes in, and I wouldn't be too worried about it. They'll go back to normal soon. You have to kind of suffer through what they're doing right now. They can't handle themselves, how much power they're, being flushed with. And so it might be a good idea just to give them a little space. Maybe, the cards are saying go travel. I wouldn't be opposed to the idea of you guys making plans to go away for your birthday or something of that nature, something that's really focusing on you as you're noticing people in your life are focusing on themselves, especially if the people we're talking about are other fire signs. They seem very stubbornly focusing on themselves. And so why shouldn't you take that opportunity to be out there feeling good about you, doing things that make you happy? And of course, when you do that, what do you attract but exactly the kind of stuff that you want? Simple. Or of course, you can wait for any one of these people to give you the affirmation that you're looking for. And in the meantime, this is how you come across energetically, which of course makes people want to give you their affirmation. No, it doesn't. I'm kidding. Okay? Now, what about that Hermit card? Sagittarius, Virgo, or Sagittarian, and the internal dialogue that has now begun about your value, your worth, where your wins are, where perhaps you don't need to win. Yeah, that person's just gonna continue being how they are. It seems like they're trying to offer you like some really big kind of like love, but it's not, because they're still exactly how they were. And the picture they're showing you of this like 10 of Cups, Ace of Cups. I'm not actually a Page of Cups, I'm actually a King of Cups. It's gonna be a love connection like no other. That's actually all just a big scam. There's some other reason. And talking about scamming, if you have an Aries in your life that's still trying to hit you up for all kinds of stuff, I think you just have to understand how much that makes you feel dead inside and like really just stop it and leave it alone. If you are able, once again, to cut these parasites off, there is something completely new without any previous reference or without any previous toxicity that would really like to come in. And Jupiter in Capricorn is going to give you many, many opportunities to meet people like that, but also many opportunities to express yourself creatively, professionally, bringing new talents to the forefront that people didn't even know you had, In terms of finances and security, things go well in 2020. I would just be a little bit careful in December that you don't overspend out of feeling like sad or weird. Also, there's a lot of people who are going to say a lot of things that they don't follow through on. Messages of love, I want to hang out with you, I want to do this, I want to do that. Don't take it personally. We just want to identify wherever it is that people make us miserable and would not make suitable partners, and we want to summarily move away from that situation. That's it, and that's all. If you have a Libra in your life who has been seeming like they're going back and forth about a situation over and over again, Hanged Man in reverse is like they finally make up their mind. They're finally ready to move. They're finally ready to do something about it. And what do they end up finally doing but the wrong thing? The confusing and terribly wrong thing at the wrong time in the wrong way. Of course, it's a Libra. 8 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, and then 8 of Cups. So, like I said, do what you love and you'll make a bunch of money. and move away from what really makes you feel like you hate it. Like you want to do what you love. You want to do something that you're genuinely enthusiastic about. So make that your priority. Around the 26th, you've got a real beneficial, spooky, witchy energy, and you can use it to manifest some of this money that we're talking about. And that money, like a magnet, is looking for you. Check your emails, check your blocked messages, check everything. There is some good fortune that would like to come in there and is trying to find different ways to make itself known to you. About that Scorpio being sad because you may have moved on and left that person behind. You feel better. You moved on. They feel terrible. They feel like everything's falling apart. They can't stop thinking about you, but they're also an obsessive water sign. So what's new? You're on top of your stuff. You're feeling good. And of course, now they're going to try to hit you up. You want to know what it'd be in 2020? You know. Now, let's shuffle through one time and let's see what comes up for just the general 2020, you know? Like, let's see, what are the vibes? I think one of the major themes for you guys is figuring out how to not let work mess with your money. I think you're one of the signs that really can suffer a lot from feeling disheartened. And although you can throw yourself into your work, that doesn't necessarily mean the work ends up being any good. A lot of times Leo is just doing like busy work, you know, when they're hurt. And that can sometimes lead to more work later. What I'm trying to say is maybe one of the things that we could work on in 2020 is sitting and, you know, acknowledging the pain instead of tumbling past it. Just a thought. Okay, here we go. Deep breath. Roll your shoulders back. Well, what a great first card. Okay, 2020 is looking pretty lit. The end of the deceptions and the lies. I'm loving it. How very clear. An end to all the nonsense. King of Wands, definitely feeling that energy. You're feeling good after you cut all the nonsense out of your life. Okay, bottom of the deck echoes the same sentiment. Four of Wands, okay, love, celebration, marriage, partnership. King of Swords, especially, honey, if it's an Aquarius, they're ready. In 2020, they're ready. And you're ready. Even if it isn't an Aquarius person, it's Aquarius energy. You're ready. You're ready to run things. And be the most you can be, which is what Aquarians are going through right now. And it's a really beautiful thing. Because you also need that energy. You need to be the most you so you can feel your way through it. So you can make the right decisions and speak truth. You know, especially to people who have been not really, you know. Say the truth. Say the truth and it might actually bring you what you want. Say what you want and it might just be, you know, a road that you're allowed to travel down. But it has to be authentic. It has to be real. It has to be honest. And also sleep. And also with the looping in the mind, it's not going to help anything. But the looping usually comes from stubbornness. When we know we can't or shouldn't do something and yet we persist. Like this nonsense here. Oh, Leo. Careful. Careful. You see what's happening here? You see? if you let yourself get talked into the lies, you can get hooked right back into the same cycle. I know you see this. Here, look at this. I know you see this. Look at this. Come on, Leo. We're not doing this in 2020. 2020 is about new mistakes. Okay? I love you guys. I'll see you later. See you in 2020. See you next year.